Hello, welcome to Tuesday's tarot tutorial video. Today we'll be talking about the miracle of life seen through the tarot cards. I was inspired to create this video from last week's tarot tutorial video of the progression of the 4 seasons because the sequence is very similar using the 4 aces. Although in this video, instead of the aces representing the seasonal shift, we have the 4 aces which herald in news of beginnings. This is the starting point of creation, showing the life development process. However, we also have to have grown humans to create new life, so I will also talk about the Empress and the Emperor, as well as the impetus, which is seen through the Lovers card. So we have all heard that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. We can see this archetype of the masculine feminine in the Emperor and Empress cards. So starting with the Empress, she is seated amidst a fertile garden of green foliage. We can see the water from the Ace of Cups here flowing in the background, and the growth of the plants and trees behind her is watered from this. So basically, the Empress is Venus personified, as seen with this Venus symbol beneath her. The Empress is seated on a throne covered with these soft pillows, as a key theme for Venus is comfort. Another signification of Venus is fertility. We see this fertility symbolized by the pomegranates that are patterned on her dress. The Empress is said to be perpetually pregnant, as she represents not only motherhood from a human perspective, but also Mother Nature herself. So moving on to her counterpart, the Emperor, we see him seated in a direct and erect position facing the viewer. He is seated on a throne made of this hard, solid concrete slab. The Emperor represents Mars, also known as the warrior or war hero, which we can see from this armored attire underneath his red clothing. So the red clothing in itself is representative of Mars being the red planet. The vertical pillar as his throne, and also the high rising mountains seen here in the background, are all very linear and masculine oriented, whereas in the feminine oriented Empress card we see the more like curvature and the flow going on here. So this is the main gender distinction between the two. And of course we have the Lovers card of the prototypal man and woman, which is represented by Adam and Eve, or Adam and Lilith, depending from which approach you want to take this card. They're both naked and vulnerable figures, representing the state of which they would need to be in order to procreate. The Lovers card very much is about romance, love, passion, and sexual expression between two lovers. So the Ace of Cups is simply the creation of life represented by female fertility and hormones. The round shape of the cup represents the female organ that can hold fluid and has a shape where life can be supported to foster and grow. Without going into too much explicit detail, the fluid that is flowing from the cup is also representative of female reproduction. So the Ace of Wands card is simply the creation of life represented by male fertility. The elongated staff obviously represents the male organ that produces seed, which can be seen with the leaves sprouting off of the stem. Okay, so Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is the product of the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So we now have a tangible or physical thing or third entity. This is representative of the germination stage of the embryo and the growth of the fetus into the baby. Then finally, the Ace of Swords shows the painful birth. The ace is cutting through the crown, and we quite literally say that during childbirth, the head of the child is crowning. This is the initiation of life and the process therein, from the Ace of Cups plus the Ace of Wands to the Ace of Pentacles, pushing outward through the Ace of Swords here. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this tarot tutorial video. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos and for subscribing to my channel.